Good evening, folks. We are going to review the Planechase 2012 deck called Chaos Reigns. This is a brand new product from Wizards of the Coast, and I will be going through what you will find in the Planechase 2012 Chaos Reigns deck. Folks, I'm just going to spare you the trauma of opening the package from beginning to end and just show you the accoutrements you will find inside. I'm going to begin with the bubble packaging that everything comes in. Don't throw this away because you can use this to store your Planes cards. It's pretty good packaging for that. You may at some point obviously invest in something a little more high-tech, but for casual players this is good enough for now. Inside you will find a Chaos die. This is pretty cool. It only has two symbols on it, which makes this die not very useful for any other game except for Planechase 2012, but who cares? Why would you want to play anything other than Planechase 2012? Okay, obviously I've shown you the box. The box is something that you could use to store your cards in if you are a serious casual player. These are pretty sturdy boxes. I've had a few that have lasted multiple years. As long as you're not sitting on them or spilling beer on them, you're good. Put your cards in there, no problem. This may also be something nice for you box aficionados out there. You know who you are. Inside the box you will find two pieces of fine literature. You will find a strategy guide that goes through all of the different Planechase 2012 decks, at least lists what's inside of them, and gives you a little bit of strategy on how you might think about playing them when the time comes. It comes with also a booklet of Magic rules, the basic rules, and this may come in very handy if you're in the middle of the game, say, and your internet's down, or a hurricane has come, or the bomb hit, I don't know what, and you don't have access to Magic rules. Here you go. Here they are. Now, these are the cards that come in the box, and I will go through them in just a minute. You can see I've already put protective sleeves around them. I am casual, of course, but I do like to keep my cards nice. Before we get into the deck proper, I want to go through the Planes cards. This is really, in my opinion, what makes this game so good. So without further ado, start at the beginning here with, here you go, the Truja Jungle. Truja Jungle. I'm not sure if that is from one of the novels or not, but this is a plane that you're going to select in the games, and it's going to make all of your lands basically turn into ultimate dual lands. Everything's a multi-land, or a city of brass that doesn't deal you damage, or you pick the metaphor here. Pretty cool. It also allows you to fix your mana, which is good in a 5-color deck like this. Mutual Epiphany is a phenomenon, and it's going to basically allow everybody to get 4 cards. So hey, you play this, boom, everybody gets 4 cards, everybody loves you, and then they smash your face in with the cards that they've drawn. Wind Riddle Palaces is a fun little card. You play with your library revealed, and you can play off of other players' libraries. So this is so cool in a group game. You basically have access to tons of stuff. The chaos is going to be incredible. You're going to use their stuff against them. You're going to take their best cards. They're going to do the same thing to you, and you'll have a lot of fun with this card. So absolutely play with this card as often as possible. Trail of the Mage Rings is a card that gives your sorceries and instants rebound. You can play them again next turn for free. Pretty fun ability, especially in a deck like this. There are quite a few damage spells and so forth. You can definitely use this to your advantage. Orzhova is one of my favorite Planes cards I've seen so far. This basically is a lot like, it was a card, Living Death or All Hallows Eve. I can't remember, one of the older cards that pulled everything out of the graveyard and allowed people to replay with all the cards that had died, all the creatures that had died. That's what this does, so what a neat card. Time Distortion reverses the order of the game. It's kind of like you're playing Uno and you get the reverse. I don't know what exactly this will do for a game of Magic, but you find out. Nephalia is fun too. It's basically a huge millstone. It mills your deck for 7 every turn, fills up your graveyard. That could be useful. And as long as that doesn't kill you, you're drawing a card at random every turn from your graveyard. So you also get some card advantage with this. Mount Coralia is a big cannon. Basically, it gets pressure counters on it. It's a volcano, and it's going to blow when people leave this plane. So it's going to wreck all the creatures in play, destroy the planeswalkers, and so forth. Pretty neat. The Hedron Fields of Agadeem. Creatures with power 7 or greater can't attack or block. This is going to take the really big, like the Eldrazi's, and it's going to basically put pacifism on them. If you have some way of boosting somebody's power, I suppose this could, you could basically wreck their creatures with this for a little while. And, well, I don't know exactly how this card will play, but there it is. Grand Ossuary. An ossuary is a place people store bones. And this is interesting. Basically, when a creature dies, you get to put counters, +1/+1 counters all over your other stuff that survives. The chaos effect is worth mentioning here. This is something that basically is going to generate, tons of saprolinks for every creature that dies in this way. You exile them actually, and you put in saprolink tokens according to the creature's power. So you could presumably just have an explosion of little 1/1s when the ossuary chaos roll comes up. Pretty interesting little card. And those are the planes. So, have fun with them. They are meant to work with the deck that they came with, but you can play with them in any deck, and I'm sure you'll find that you want to. Some of these cards are going to work well in the other decks as well. Okay, now to the actual deck of cards itself. First card I'll point out is the Guard Gomazoa. This is a very good wall. Basically, it costs 3, and it can't be dealt combat damage. So, man, this jellyfish is just going to, dragons are going to bounce off it, your Eldrazi are going to bounce off it. It's going to be sweet. Illusory Angel costs 3 and is a 4/4. The ability here makes this card a little bit harder to use. You have to have cast another spell before you bring this one out. So this isn't going to be a fast card, I guess, in the game, but you'll be happy that it only costs 3 if you've already cast something else, because that just means you're going to get a nice 4-body card out in play. I mean, there's almost no time that you don't want that to happen. So I guess it's pretty cool. The Whirlpool Warrior allows you to flush your hand down the Whirlpool and draw new cards. There was an old card, it was a red card that did that, and I can't remember. It was like a Poor Man's Wheel of Fortune. This is kind of like that, and you can actually have other players do the same if you want to make them throw away their cards. Shardless Agent. I really like this card. I like the art on it. I don't know what happened to her shards, but I do see that she has 2 knives, and she's ready to jam them into your liver. So, be ready for her to come down and take you out. 2/2 body for 3 mana. That's not too bad, but the Cascade effect is really what makes this one neat. Cascade is a cool ability that allows you to pull cards out from your library, and as long as it's cheaper than this one, you can play it for free. And that allows this deck in particular, which has a lot of Cascade effects, to just generate more and more card advantage over your opponent. So, have fun with that. That's what this card is good for. The Noggle Ransacker is particularly neat. It's a 2/1 uncommon. It's neat because you get to say the word Noggle. And who doesn't want to say the word Noggle all the time? It's such a cool word. Other than that, the Noggle gives you cards to draw. And who doesn't want to draw cards? So everybody likes the Noggle Ransacker. Primal Plasma gets to be whatever type of creature you want it to be. It's similar to a card called Primal Clay from Antiquities, but this is not a wall. It's a creature. It's not an artifact. It's a creature. Good card. Ondu Giant. It costs 4 and it's a 2/4, which is not. It's not great. It's not terrible as far as creatures go, but he's a land fixer. He's going to allow you to pull a land and put it into play. So, pretty good card ultimately to have in a deck like this. Cathari Remnant has really cool art. It's basically a 4 casting cost Will-O-the-Wisp, which is an old card from Alpha and Beta. And this card is a regenerating flyer, which is always useful. But what's cool about it is it also cascades, so it's pumping stuff out.